Doing again. It's Joseph R. Wheeler III, artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation for the second time today. Second live of the day. Yes, indeed. Get everything right up in here. All right, we ready to roll. I got a long route, as you can see behind me, right? So I'm starting to feel that 3 o'clock hunger kick in. You know, had a pretty decent breakfast. I burnt that off a long time ago. Burnt that off a long time ago. So now I'm honestly kind of hungry. I'm curbing it. Curb that appetite. Eating the apple. I always have an apple, man. They say apple a day keep the doctor away. Apple a day keep the hunger away. And the doctor. You know what I'm saying? That's how we doing it, y'all. Whew. I'm so tired too, but I'm gonna be all right. I gotta get it. We're gonna get it done. That's what we do. Packages and more packages. Man. Oh man. So in other news, shooting the breeze with y'all as I do. I just realized today that a legendary superstar that I would love to meet and interview for ONYXCON actually lives in Atlanta. But then again, everybody lives in Atlanta. And it's like, no, for real, like it seems like everybody got a place here, for real, in the area, somewhere in the metro. And if they don't, they come here for work periodically and stuff like that. If they're in the arts entertainment field, they're in the film biz or the music biz. And this person I'm thinking of, they're in both. They do music and they're a legendary actor. And I was in some comments about something on Instagram that was relating to some Atlanta venues. And a lot of people were excited, just like I was, to find out that this thing had opened. And this person had commented pretty close to where I commented. And I said, I be damn, is that really? You know, I see the blue check, but I don't always go off of that. I was just like, let me see, is this, that is them. I'll be damn. And they was like, you know, I was telling the people, I said, I'm gonna have to check y'all out. And they was like, we can't wait to meet you. I was like, oh, cool. They really read their comments. They really own their stuff. They really being social on their media, you know what I mean? And so then I saw this legendary person responding to that they gonna go by and check this place out. I said, well, all right. It's somebody I need to meet. That's how I felt about that moment. That just told me, where they in the town, maybe this is meant to be. I'm meant to interview this person. We'll see about it. That's all I'm giving y'all for now. See, this is why y'all subscribe. This is why y'all need to, 5 of y'all in here right now. Thank you. There you go. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Put them thumbs up. That's why you got to stay subscribed. That's why you got to stay in tune. Because when I go live, a lot of times, I always say I'm brainstorming in my live. So I'm giving y'all a little bit of the back thoughts that turn into huge things later. You know, all kind of content, all kind of moments, all kind of really cool stuff. But you getting the behind the scenes for real. You getting the in the grind, in the roughage of it all. The hardcore, real deal, get it out the mud and all the other phrases, all the little slang terms you can say, whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is where it starts. It starts with, like I say, moments like that. And I know from experience, it'd be one chance meeting or a chance relatable thing with somebody you always wanted to interview or something. And you know, I always say, if not, why not? That's it. If not, why not? For everything in life. Like, you say, well, they alive on the earth at the same time I'm alive. You know, yeah, but that's that person, man. They so big. They this, they that. They're a legend. Yeah, and I'm a legend too. Tried and proven legend, not just talking it. You know, a lot of people want to call themselves something important. Okay, well, what's the resume? I'm working on that. No, I done lived it. I don't live my resume. Google got it for you. All you gotta do is look up the name. It's real. Ain't got a fake no kind of phone. You know, so when you realize that you're in the right place at the right time with all the right people around you, all you gotta do is just get busy. That's it. It'll start coming together. And that's exactly what I know this is. For me to have noticed that when I did, for the timing of some other things I'm working on right now, I said, yep, turn into something major. Gonna have them with the jaw drop, like, what? Yeah, that's right. Interviewed them, that's right. Yep. Watch and see. That's all I'm gonna say. Just watch and see. You gotta subscribe so you can watch and see. And if you really want to be in on the scoop, become a subscriber. Not just, it's free to hit the button here and subscribe. But if you got it, I ain't talking to the people who ain't got it, because trust me, I know how it feels. Like, you want to do it, but man, I ain't got that. I can't afford that. But if you can afford $4.99 a month, subscribe on Fanbase or on Instagram. Preferably Fanbase. Because we growing on Fanbase and we got big dreams what we doing on Fanbase. And Instagram be blocking and doing all their little stuff. So they get on my nerves sometimes. So even though I got more numbers over there, I got more numbers on Instagram than I got anywhere, but regardless, I say numbers are just numbers if they're not active. The difference is my numbers are active on Fanbase. I got 2 subscribers right now, and these are 2 people that always watching. They here too. They over here. They support me over here. They support me over there. They real ONYXCON fam. That's the people I'm talking about. That's the people who, yeah, that's the ones right there. Like, you ain't got to worry. Like, I always know when I go live over there, they gonna see. If they don't see it while I'm live, they gonna see it later. Sometimes I go live just for them. I ain't worrying about nobody else. I ain't just be like, bumping. I got something to say that's heavy, and that's how I pick and choose my special content. I'll be like, okay, what am I gonna give my subscribers that no one else knows? Like this thing I'm just talking about, this possible interview thing that I'm trying to set up. If it happens, they'll be the first to know. Like, I'll be having a live party celebrating the moment with them. Like, yo, can you believe this ish right now? This is going to happen. That's how we gonna do it. And then everybody else will find out when I make a, public announcement. But that public announcement, that'll be exciting too. But nothing's like that behind the scenes announcement. Oh yeah. That's a whole nother level. That's a whole nother level of announcement right there. That's a whole nother level of announcement right there, I'm telling you. So if you're feeling that, if you're thinking, hey, that sounds pretty cool, then you need to get with it. You need to get with it. Come on board, be a part of this journey. Be a part of the journey. Man, that's crazy. I'm passing by something, just thinking about memories of stuff. You know how you pass by something and you think about something that happened in your life, and every time you're near that area, you think about it. I mean, you passed it now, but it's still warm in your brain. And damn, that's where that happened. It's crazy. It's deep, y'all. It's deep. This ball is steady moving. You understand me? This planet is steady rotating. These days become night. These nights become day again. I'm telling you, this world is turning, baby. It's turning. Don't get caught up in the depression or nothing. Just stay focused. It's gonna be all right. We all got to keep telling each other that. For everybody dealing with the ish, got to hear somebody else who used to be dealing with the ish only a month ago, a day ago, a week ago. tell you it's gonna be all right. I'm past mine, and I'm trying to get past the next thing. It's gonna be all right. That's what you gotta do. It's a tag team. It's like, oh, it's your turn for the BS. It's all right. This too shall pass. You just need somebody to say it sometime. This too shall pass. You know, and you're gonna get back on track. What did Black Sheep say? The legendary group Drez, D-R-E-S. If my train go off the track, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Back on the scene, crispy and clean. You can try, don't know why, because you can't intervene. We be the outcasts, down for the, come on! Where my real hip-hoppers? Where my real hip-hoppers? Know they history. Know they rhymes, know they flows, know they songs. What you know, what you know. Yeah, y'all. Yeah. So it be like that, just like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. I'll just tell you one thing though, this cloudy day is not doing me no favors on I won't even call it fatigue. I just feel less enthusiastic on days like this. I accept them, they have to be. I'm not one of them people, oh, it's bad weather. It's not bad weather, it's just weather. I just prefer it to be sunny. That's all. That's all you people out there in Cali and places like LA especially, man, y'all so spoiled. Y'all better cherish it, because I know y'all get cloudy days too. I've been in LA when it's cloudy. When you get the overcast from the ocean, but it usually burns off at some point in the day and be bright as hell again with that beautiful blue sky. Y'all so spoiled, y'all don't even know you spoiled. To expect that to be most days, like even when it's cold in LA, and it can get cold, you know, damn sure cool to cold, never freezing, but definitely cold. Like this time of year, they still get little breezes, and they also get real hot right now. Well, it's March, so it's probably blazing right now. But February, they still be in it a little bit. I've been out there in February, but man, even then, like it's cool. Palm trees swaying in the breeze, but it's palm trees, man. Any place you can live and there's palm trees and you look up in this blue sky, man, you are blessed beyond measure. You know what I mean? You in the top tier of everything everybody else wish, no matter what they say, I don't care what they do. Everybody love a beach. You naturally got beaches, you naturally got tropical environment and food resources. You live in paradise. So don't take it for granted and don't mess it up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, oh, wait a minute. Here's my turn. Let me not miss this. Let me not miss. Yeah, y'all. Yo, I've been playing God of War, the first one from, what was it, 2013, 2018? I always forget which teen it was when the Viking lore one came out, but working on that now. If y'all been paying attention, any of my Bustin' Pixels fans that watch ONYXCON's Bustin' Pixels, which is any and everything related to gaming, but particularly when I do my playthroughs, I've been playing that, and I'm at the point right now where you're talking to the dwarf, the blue dwarf guy, and he's saying he wants you to go through some part of the mountain and find his brother, I think it is. And I literally cut it off right at that point. I said, okay, I'll pick it up right from that part. So later on tonight, that's probably. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, y'all. I was saying. So, I've been wanting to play it. So, I mean, I'll be honest, the thing that got me back on it was hearing T.C. Carson, the voice, the man himself of Kratos, the original Kratos in the God of War Greek trilogy, announced that they were going to do a new remake of the trilogy. I said, oh my gosh. And the reason I even found out about that, I think, I'm trying to remember if that was the first video. I know it was one of the first, if not the first thing I ever heard about it, was Mighty Keith, who is hilarious. Shout out to Mighty Keith, man. That's a funny brother right there. He is a comedian. Y'all know I like comedy, man. We all need to laugh. And I love some good comedy. He's just a natural comedian. He does the turnaround camera technique where, you know, it's just him playing. It's a one-man show. He's playing all the characters. Sometimes it's 3 characters, but most of the time it's him and one other personality. One is always the skeptic. One is always excited. He's always excited about this new video game coming out. The other one's all blah, blah, blah. And Kratos or reaction to God of War remake. He's pretty typical for posting every day or every other day or so. He gonna definitely get about 2 in a week, seems like. Officially. And I reacted to the official announcement. In this case, I could find. And I reacted to the official announcement. In this case, I could find the original, so I did the react. A lot of great artists, a lot of great studios are producing some amazing work in the next 5, especially. They officially, the gaming company that owns the property, the intellectual property, is saying they're going to do a continuum of the Viking lore one, but it's going to be from the perspective of Kratos' wife as the main character you play as. And some folk are mad about that, whatever. You know who's going to get mad about that always. You know, they can't stand to see women do nothing. They don't want to see anybody other than a white guy running everything and all that other stuff. You know, there's some simple ass people in this world. But for those of us who are open to diversity, I'm like, all right, cool. I get it. There's already been 3 games. See, they're smart. Let me tell you what they're doing, y'all. If you really want to know it from a business standpoint, they've announced that they're going to do a remake of the original God of War. So that covers all of the mad, fanboys who are only about man dominance and I need to play as a man. You know, if that's what you want, they're gonna take it back to the beginning and give you a new version of that, which people are still gonna hate for a bunch of reasons just because it's new. But I'm looking forward to it because I know the graphics gonna say like per freaking price. Like, you gotta squeeze in the moments to do damn near anything. Playthroughs of it. I know how dope it is. I know how cool it is. I watched playthroughs of was it 2 Spider-Man games before that one or something? Shit, there's so many games, man. I want to play all of them games, but I ain't played them yet. You know what I mean? And when I get around to it, it'll be like yesterday. Because one thing I've seen about gaming, it's nostalgia-based content. There was a cute honey that if she wasn't married, she'd be on the list. You understand? She'd be on the hit list for DMs intact, target acquired, lowering shills, firing when ready, sir. Fire! Kapla! Be loading up the damn DMs. Now she's beautiful. I can't think of her name, but she cosplays and all this other stuff. But she's married, so respect to her relationship. You know, no disrespect. Ain't gonna play them games. But she knows hair always fly, and her outfit always fly, nails always done. She's kind of like do it cam girl style, you know, when she does her gaming stuff, and you can always see her because she knows she's the draw. Like you see her, you're gonna stop like, damn, who's that pretty, wonderful, milk chocolate, gorgeous, alluring-eyed lady, you know? And obviously her guy is her cameraman or whatever, because they will do little video shoots and all that stuff. But she replayed Cyberpunk 2077. And as much as I love that game, I didn't think I would want to watch it, but she made it more entertaining just to watch somebody else's reactions. Like to see somebody else go through Jackie dying, or go through the first time you meet Pan Am, or just all of that, right? She's a natural reactionist. She's great at doing reactions and just being her natural self. So it's entertaining, right? So I always say the great thing about a game is, you know, you talk about replay value, it's reaction replay value. Everybody likes to see somebody else react to something they already love. That's why my top videos here, it's crazy. It blows my mind sometimes, because I did these things just out of the joy of my own heart of things I love, right? With gaming, not gaming, sorry, with comedy, and still, you know, could be a funny game, but no, just straight up comedy content of people either telling stories or stand up or whatever, and y'all love it. When I tell you I'm about to hit, I think it's like 80,000 views on my highest numbered video out of all the content. We got 4,000. All right, y'all. I don't know where I left off. We're gonna pick up the chat what I was saying. So yeah, I've been watching. I was saying I've watched replays of people play games I've already played. So the fun thing about what my point of all that was to say, you know, with God of War, with it being the 20th anniversary, it's kind of the year to replay all those games if you want to. So if I ever do get around to getting God of War 3 and I do a playthrough, a lot of people gonna watch that, or at least enough to get some numbers, even if it's just, I mean, it won't just be my playing for my own sake, it'll at least help the channel. I can go live, and like right now, I don't get a lot of y'all watching when I go live, but I am getting more than, and it's gonna sound pretty small when I say what I mean is more. I'm used to getting like 2-3 people, honestly. And I almost know who they are. Like I know who one of them is for sure. Shout out to Kurt Clements. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Bloodsucking Gamers, that's family right there. That's one of my gaming affiliates, you know what I mean? Him and his lady, you know what I mean? Shout out to them. You know, so I know they might watch, but then other than that, I don't ever know who's really watching, right? And it's worldwide. So I don't put a lot of, I admit, I need to start putting thumbnails on all that stuff. It always helps to have a good thumbnail. I do it so much, I don't worry. It's like when I go live, I don't have thumbnails for my lives, my regular lives like this, and I don't have thumbnails most of the time for my gaming content. But I have done them in the past, and I like making thumbnails. I just don't have the time to make it financially, logistically reasonable to sit down and format, man, you may as well say 31, because every day of the month might be you know, if I don't go live once a day on here, just regular lives, or game every day, I definitely don't game every day, but I will game an average of maybe 5 times a week once I really start playing a game and I like it. And so that's a lot of that's the average of 20 plus 31. Okay, that's 51 thumbnails. Now, of course, I could do a little generic thing, but the only problem with a generic style thumbnail that y'all like, oh, he's live again. Yeah, if you're a real fan, you're gonna check it no matter what. But if you're somebody who's new to the channel, you ain't gonna know yesterday from the next day if it always looks the same on the thumbnail, with, you know, change the color a little bit. But to come up with an image, like, you know, I use AI to do generated concepts in my mind, what have you. So do that and do it right, you know, because I don't want my stuff looking run of the mill. Like I just did one put up a thumbnail for episode 8 of Starfleet Academy, Star Trek. And I'm very proud of that one, the one I got. It was real cool. It stuck to what I asked it to do. It gave me something that really looked like what I had in my mind, more or less. Actually, it went to a level wouldn't have even thought of. I was like, damn, this is really cool. Okay, I see you, Gemini, showing up. I've been using Gemini, Google Gemini, because it's free, and it's the most powerful one you can use that's free that I know of. I've heard of all these other, oh, it's free, it ain't nothing free. It ain't really free. They give you, with Gemini, it's like you get a limited number of prompts you can do every day. And once you get past that, it shuts down. Now, it used to give you a hell of a lot. It was like 100. I think they done switched that to about 50 now, because I noticed it be dying on me real quick lately. When I start really getting into the process and having to tell it over and over, no, you did what I didn't need you to do. I didn't tell you to do that. I told you to do this. Don't change that. Just do this. And then you got to sometimes resend the damn image that you're using as a reference. And it's like, God damn. You do that enough times, you done ate up your 50 to 100 real quick. Like I said, I think it's 50 now. I gotta ask them, like, what's the actual number of prompts I can do per day now? Before you start tripping, talking about I gotta wait till tomorrow. So that gets on my nerves. It really does. It's very, very taxing. Very, very frustrating. It's not easy doing this. I tell anybody say it ain't work and it's not creative and it don't take no process, that just tells me you ain't never done it. That's all that tells me. Because I am a real artist, tangible artist, draw, paint, sculpt, everything, right? And that's why my prompts are so rich, because I'm also a writer. So I know how to express myself and get results that the average person just not gonna get. And I know it for a fact. It's tried and proven. You can try to get something close to what I done done all day. I don't care. It ain't gonna look like what I'm gonna do. And I'm not going to just do one pass most of the time. It's rare that it gets it right on the first time. So I'm coming back to it, average of 5 to 10 times, sometimes 20. I mean, it'll be an hour trying to get one image right. Because you got to do it in pieces sometimes, depending on how complicated the image is. It's a lot of work, y'all. But what they told you about, there ain't no work. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is a creative process. All I hear when I hear some people say that now is, if you ever tried it, you know the work. And then, they just looking at it like, man, this is going to take my job. No, it's not. No, it's not. If you draw like I draw, your drawing skills are actually more of a help to getting good results than anything. Because when it has an example, a photograph or a drawing, it gives you the best results. Sometimes it misinterprets. Most of the time, it's gonna misinterpret something. But for the most part, if you just start from scratch, like completely just a written prompt, man, unless, honestly, I don't even know what to say about that. Like I always have, generally, I have done it. And occasionally, I've gotten a pretty decent example of something. But most of the time, it looks super generic. And it's never something that stands out enough for me to put my stamp of approval. So I require, some type of reference, photograph, something. Be like, I need something like this, but change this, and this, and make sure that, and that. And I get into all the very specific details. I'm a writer. Like I say, I'm gonna describe the way the thing would probably smell, feel if you touched it. I'm gonna get so detailed, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, the more detail you get, the better and the more richer and the more unique and distinguished your images will be if you're gonna mess with AI at all. That's just the reality of it. And that's what's gonna set prompt artists apart in the future. That's how I call it when I do. I'm a prompt artist in that regard. It's prompt art. Once you get to the point where you're a writer to that level, where you one of the best that can do it, you become the prompt whisperer, so to speak. It's a different level, man. It's a different level of experience. It really is. So, anyway, back to my other topic. Like I say, I want to play God of War 3 now. Because I started a playthrough of that last night, and I only got bored just because I was feeling like, shit, I want to play. I don't want to even watch nobody play. This is too good to be just watching somebody else play. Because like every now and then they would do a cool move, and I'm like, ooh, go back and do it like this. And they're not gonna, you ain't controlling this. So it just made me want to play. I said, man, yeah, I need this game. That looks dope. Plus, I want to at least be able to say I played one of them, so that when the trilogy comes out, I can speak from a standpoint of understanding it better. And the nature of everything with hot grease. This you're gonna do a continuum of the Viking lore thing, which, let's be honest, fellas. I mean, if you get your head all in it and you angry because it's a female protagonist in the next one, they didn't say that you won't see Kratos. They just said they're gonna do it from her perspective. I think it's brilliant because you know you're gonna probably play as Kratos at some point too, and then you'll be playing as her most of it, but you'll probably have a son to play with too. I guarantee you they'll have a son. If they do it, I don't know. I mean, I don't know the story by the time Ragnarok extended story ends and all that, and how they would even bring it back. I don't know if it's gonna be like a prequel, you know, they're gonna take it back before she dies, or bring her back as a spirit that's, you know, I mean, there are limits to make it rich and relatable as a reader, as a viewer, as a, you know, book, game, movie, whatever. Make it relatable enough that your audience gives a damn about the character because they can relate, and they're just putting their human self into these magnificent, superpowered shoes, you know? And so, like, if they do it right, they'll have the lady market, because they say women gaming is going up. It's been going up for years. So everybody's looking at that as a hot commodity, as a gender market. So all these hating ass, crazy ass, weird ass, you know, red pill and every other damn label they get themselves type dudes are out here losing their mind and misusing the word woke, okay, disrespecting the true meaning of woke, okay. Everybody else who's with it, who's gonna have a good time and be at the party, so to speak, man, we jamming. And we about to have some of the best movies and games of our lifetime if we could just get these haters controlled, because they're gonna talk their ish, whatever, but they can't continue to be anything to, like, it's not, we should not take them serious, because a lot of them are so insecure and unstable that they become the tyrants that, you know, run regimes and destroy the world like we're dealing with right now, or try to, because they're not going to destroy the world. Ain't nobody going to tolerate that, man. Ain't nobody going to tolerate it, ultimately. But, you know, if you keep all that BS in check, the rest of us who are more balanced, we in for some really good times, man. It's like, and it's always like that, unfortunately. You know, you go through depressions and wars and all this crazy shit, but they always, if you look through history, it's always, it's like after the storm, yo, you gotta have a sun. It's gonna be 10 times sweeter for everybody who's on the right side, you know what I'm saying, on the proper side of life, you know, respectful and loving and showing respect first, then power, then money. We're gonna be all right, I'm telling you. That's what I gotta always remind myself sometimes, because it seems impossible. Like, what the hell? Where are we going? Right? Like, don't worry. It's gonna balance itself out. The nature of the universe will not allow complete imbalance. It just will not. It will not. Guarantee you. What's gotta happen though is that everyday good people gotta stop taking less and accepting less every generation, every so many years. They're just going through the same old shit all over again. We gotta be standing up, man. We gotta be standing up in the face of all this nonsense and making a difference. And it ain't always gotta be some fight in the streets and all that. It really don't need to be, especially at this time in history. Speak with your dollars. Buy what supports your mentality. Support companies for the most, and which is super hard to do, but for the most part, just avoid folk who done directly spit in your face. You know, some of them would do it, but they're smart enough not to do that. They still want your money, so they should shut up and get your money. But make them understand you better shut up if you get my money, you know? and you'll see a difference. Ask Target. Ask them how it feels. They know. They trying to rebuild a whole image. Too late in some ways. Too late. You know. Man, I had to go in a Target some months ago just to use the restroom. I ain't never bought. I ain't gonna say never. I haven't bought nothing up in there since probably a year before the protest. Okay, but I would go in there and like record toys and stuff that were exclusives, knowing the hell, like I was showing y'all in some of my other videos, if you really want that stuff, you can wait for it to be second market. I mean, some of us, the diehard fans and whatever, and I understand. People be wanting their stuff and they want to get it when they know they can grab it, versus I hope I can find it later. I'm just not that attached to those kind of objects no more. I mean, I still like all this shit. I mean, it wouldn't be on my channel if I didn't. But like, it's like Funko Pops. I think they're cool, but I don't own one. Eventually I will, because there's too many of them I like that I know I'm gonna eventually get around to buying one. But there's other types of figurines and stuff that I would rather collect than those. You know, I think they're cool. I think they're cute because they're supposed to be cute. That's what they are. But I prefer hardcore, ain't got to be cute stuff. I like real statues that look like the real character in a realistic environment and stuff, dioramas. I'm more into that. But that stuff is big time money that I ain't got yet. But one day we're going to have it, y'all. We're going to have a whole museum, ONYXCON museum. And we're going to have all that stuff in it. Why? Because of you. Y'all going to subscribe. We're going to get this thing right. I'm going to say, hey, it's the house that ONYXCON built. Straight up. The house that ONYXCON built. And that house is not just one house where my studio will be. I'm talking about, like, when people say the house of, and they're speaking of, you know, a whole estate of resources. That's what I mean. The house that ONYXCON built. It's time to build it. It's time to build it. It's funny that I'm segueing into this the way I am. I've been having this concept for a long time, and I've been speaking towards it for a long time. I just haven't formally said it. Well, here you go. Today's the day. The first time I said it out loud. The house that ONYXCON built. You know, in fashion, they say a house. I like that phrase. And, you know, we do style, too. But I don't just mean fashion. And most fashion houses don't just mean fashion in the sense of just clothing. Think about it. They got furniture, they got resorts, they got whole stores that look like they're experiences. It's an experience. And I do the ONYXCON experience, which is actually a whole nother idea I have. And I be keeping these ideas to myself sometimes because I feel like, do I really want to tell people all that? I don't want to overwhelm them. And then you got so much jealousy and hatred out here with people that don't want to see you succeed. Well, that ain't your audience no way, so I ain't worried about that. Anybody who would feel that way about what I've shared, what you here for? There ain't nothing over here for you. 1,000 plus that support my channel every day. Ooh, yeah. All right, what are we doing here? It's back to tripping again. This GPS mess. What you doing? You was working, now you acting like you don't want to work. Oh well, I guess that's my sign to go ahead and close this one out. But stay tuned, y'all. More content as usual, more shorts, more everything. Let's push this thing to 3,000 by the end.